Welcome, Hornet Nation, to Pagel Arena in Minnetonka, Minnesota, where your Bantam Hornets will be taking on the Minnetonka Skippers. It was just a few short weeks ago where your Bantam Hornets took down the Skippers in dramatic fashion, and we look to replicate that success in the heretofore mentioned Skippers today. We have a full complement. I don't think we have any injured people out today, as JJ was back in yesterday's game. The Skippers have had an up and down season. They're known for their physicality. So the Hornets will have to step up and play that brand of Eddie Shore hockey that we're not necessarily accustomed to, but we will be needing today. So we're moments away from puck drop. We're starting out with Ivan Ferrara and Ewers, backed up by Potts and JJ. And here we go. D-to-D pass to Potts. Potts all the way up. Ivan now is skating across the line, dipping it into the Tonka zone as they wheel it around all the way around. JJ can't contain at the line. Has to be swept back. Ivan now controlling. Gaining the line on the right side, wheeling all the way down. Stopped short as Tonka bangs it out of the zone. This is going to wheel down slowly. Icing is waved off. Against a tall guy, JJ had to defend. Now Ivney from behind the net. Wheels it around to Potts on the wall. Potts looks up just beyond. A quick shot. Did not hit the net. JJ now from the bottom of the circle. Behind the net to Potts, back to JJ. JJ looks for a lane up ice. Gets it to Ivany, one touches it, sneaks it out of the zone, and the Tonka Skippers now reset in the neutral zone, gaining on the right side, wheeling around on the line, looking to center, all the way down to the far side corner. Puck punch back to a lone Tonka Skipper in the corner as he sets up all the way across. The centering pass couldn't be handled, and it sneaks back down to the near side. Tried to hold on the line. Skippers have to all the way reset. Here's a break for Dorsey. He battles his man, still battling on the far side wall. Hornets doing a good job on the forecheck early in this 0-0 contest. Puck held up on the line. Hester tried to wheel it across the slot. Tonka now on the reverse, flipping the ice, gaining on the left side. Long shot. Off to the side of Bambury, no connection there. Back to the point, Skippers now unload. Steered aside by Bambury. Chipped up on the wall, Hester now tries to dish it back, right on the dot. Shot from the Skippers goes sailing high over, down to the corner. Skippers wheeling, dealing. Darlene working his man. A lot of boys piled up there as it sneaks back to Helmer. Helmer looks up ice, gets it to Hester. Hester on the breakout. All the way up to Nolan. That's Dorsey. Wheeling. Dorsey gets taken off the puck. And it looks like we'll have an interference. Yes, we do. Thank you very much. And the Hornets will go on a man advantage with 12:44 in the first. No score if you're just joining us late. And the Hornets have an opportunity here with Ivany, Bergmeyer, and Wilkins coming on with Ferrara and Mizzles. So Hornet to the left of the Skipper keeper. He's very tall. He's a huge guy. Skipper sneaking out of the zone. Ferrara now from the backcourt slides it over to Mizzle. Mizzle wheeling around, looking up ice. Long stretch pass up to Ivany, just beyond his reach as he works, and the Skippers contain it on the wall. Skipper's throwing it up. Ivany now controls at the point. Looking. Sliding it down low. Bergmeyer tried to fire. He was contained, holding on the line. Bergmeyer now wheeling, dealing, looking, trying to battle on the wall. Gets it down to Wilkins. Wilkins behind the net. Tied up on the wall. Wilkins still looking. Working his man, using his size. Boxed out, held on the line. Mizzle throws it right back down. Good forecheck by the Hornets, but they have to gain possession. Now Minnetonka working it. Ivany on the line, trying to hold it. And now Minnetonka skitters it out. A little bit of indecision there. Wilkins gaining on the line on the left side. Does a nice pirouette and dumps it into the corner. Puck gets ringed around the far side, held up on the wall by Mizzle. Mizzle dishes it back down to Wilkins in the slot. Held momentarily, back to the point. Mizzle firing! Over the net. Ferrara behind the net, wheeling around, looking to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer punches it back down to Wilkins behind the net. Wilkins taken down, no call, as he battles his man on the wall. Ivany in to help out. There's Wilkins, looking, back to the point to Mizzle. Mizzle down to Wilkins, oversteered on the pass. It's behind the net, and here come the Skippers, flipping the ice. Into traffic, comes right back to Ferrara. Ferrara now looks for a lane. We got something going on. The horn went off. Could be an issue with the clock. I don't know. "13 seconds left in the man advantage. Score still 0-0. As fresh horses come on for the Hornets, as we have Nolan, Dorsey, and Hester backed up by Darlene and Helmer. Now Dorsey comes off. It's not clear who's going on. Ewer's on. Skippers control from the back end, looking up ice. Looking to drain off this penalty. It comes all the way back to Helmer. Helmer, long stretch pass to Nolan at the red line. Looking in, gains on the right side. Drops it off to Ewers. Ewers battling his man on the point. Skippers control, and they throw it out of the zone. Ewers wheeling it around, gets it to Nolan. Nolan sliding it to Helmer. Helmer looks up ice, long stretch pass just beyond Ewers' reach, and it's a foot race. Puck tied up behind the net. Boys looking to advance. Skippers now controlling on the breakout. Disrupted by the Hornets at mid-ice, but the Skippers still maintain, gaining on the right side. Dropping it off to the point. Throwing it all the way down to the corner. Helmer controls. Throws it around, intercepted by the Skippers right out front. Nobody there from the point. Steered away by Bambury. Another shot steered away. Oh, and the rebound was right there. And the Skippers draw first blood at 10:02 in the first. Two initial saves by Bambury, but that third proved costly, and the Hornets are down 1-0. So Bergmeyer, Wilkins, and Kervita on with Potts and Bauer as the Hornets look to undo the damage. Potts from the backside gets it up to Kervita. Kervita sliding on the wall. Sent down, now the Skippers gain the line, wheeling around the circle, looking to center, all the way around the net, looking, back to the point. One-time shot, intercepted in front. Here comes Wilkins, through the neutral zone, sliding up on the wall, foot race in, Wilkins firing, rebound, nothing. That's Wilkins, do something, nothing. Now the Skippers flipping the ice, all the way down, 2-on-2 situation as they gain the line on the left side, steered away by Bambury's waffle. Wilkins on the fast break, through the red line, gaining, trying to power his way through, and it's intercepted and thrown right back down to Bauer for the Hornets reset. Hornets leaving it to Potts. Up to Ferrara on the wall. He's battling his man. He gets through, but he blows a tire. Back and forth right on the red line as the Hornets try to gain possession. Here's Ewers sliding it to Ferrara. Ferrara in the high slot, firing. Saved by the Skippers tender. Golden opportunity. Just didn't go the Hornets' way as we remain Skippers 1, Hornets 0. So we got a face-off deep in the Skipper zone. Back to the point, Mizzle, slow shot, chased by Ferrara in the corner as he throws it behind the net. Skippers now looking to break out on the near side wall. They roll through the neutral zone on Mizzle. Mizzle holds his man to the outside. He blows a tire. Darlene now keeps his man to the outside. Skippers controlling from the sidewall. Looking, working it. Held at the point. Skipped out by Ewers. And the Skippers trying to gain the line desperately. Now they do. 3-on-1 situation. Rolling in. Stopped by Bambury. Pushed aside. Skippers. Oh, and a short side shot, skips up on the stick and goes in the net. Almost by accident. But the scoreboard says different, as now the Skippers have a 2-0 lead with 8:20 in the first. So I hate to say this, but once again, the Hornets have dug themselves a hole. With Hester, Nolan, and Dorsey on, backed up by Bauer and Helmer. Puck comes away on the line. Helmer now working his way up. He's got Nolan working his way in. He's boxed off the puck. Puck centered in the slot. Nobody home, and here come the Skippers working their way. 3-on-2, odd man advantage. Working in the high slot. Gloved away by Tyler. Unfortunate. It was an innocuous shot from the zero angle, and it just skipped up over and into the net. Hornets working to gain possession over the far side wall. Dorsey curls around, helped out by Bauer as he tries to advance the puck. Swept up on the wall, held short onto the twine on the near side. Bauer throws it to Helmer. Helmer back to Bauer. Lets it roll around to Dorsey on the far side. Dorsey tries to roll it up on the wall. Shot towards Banbury, doesn't go anywhere, and Hester throws it out to Nolan. Nolan trying to work his man, taken by the Skippers as they try to wheel it up. Bauer does a good job pushing his man and is sent back down into the Skipper zone. Long stretch pass through the red line, gaining in the middle, working his way in, a firing shot. He tried to go 5-hole, and Banbury shut him down. And the Hornets just could not gain traction on any sense of possession to get something going offensively with 7:16 in the first. So we roll on with Kervita, Wilkins, and Berge, backed up by Darlene and Potts. Potts from the far side corner, tips it up. There's a golden opportunity. Oh, we get a penalty here. And the Hornets will be on the man advantage as the Skippers are called for roughing. As mentioned, they are a very physical team, and my guess is they've had very few opportunities to gain their fair play point. Nonetheless, Hornets are on the man advantage with the faceoff deep to the left of the Skipper tender. Ewers on the draw. Sent back all the way, trying to get it to the point, swept aside to the far side wall, and the Skippers contain in their own zone. They go behind the net, sweeping to look out. Long stretch pass. Now it's a 1-on-1, 2-on-1 situation as the Skippers roll in. They tried to do it. Potts. Oh, and the centering pass was a bit too far. Kervita in to meet his man. All the way up to Dorsey. Dorsey leaves it to Kervita. Kervita rolling, gaining on the right side. Tries to toe drag to Ewers. Nothing doing, and the puck sneaks out of the zone, and Potts contains. Potts over to Darlene. Darlene curls around, looks for a lane, slides it up to Dorsey. Dorsey sliding it across to Darlene. Darlene all the way down around the circle. Short side shot. Saved by the Skipper tender with 6:30 in the first. So we got a change on. We got Nolan, Dorsey, Hester, backed up by Helmer and Mizzled. Nolan on the draw. Puck sent back down to the far corners. They try to slide it around the net and up the near side boards. Helmer holds the line, but it sneaks past him. Mizzle to collect deep in the Hornet zone. He slides it up to Helmer. Helmer across to Mizzle, over to Hester. Hester on the near side wall, picked up by the Skippers as they advance and roll into the zone. Long shot, steered aside by Banbury. Nolan trying to throw it up on the wall, intercepted by the Skippers. Dorsey chucks it out of the zone, trying to advance the puck. Nolan working it. Toe drags around, now into the slot. He's got Hester. He's trying to shoot. He is thwarted. And now the Skippers try to bang it out of the zone, and they do, and this should go down for an icing. And indeed, that is the call with 5:48. Hornets playing on their back heels. They got to gain possession as the faceoff comes to the left of the Skipper tender. Nolan on the dot. Puck skitters back behind the Skipper's net as they look and they bang it off the wall, and it sneaks all the way down, and Mizzle has to retrieve. Icing waved off from behind the net. Working it. Mizzle now. A little confusion with Nolan, is trying to figure out who wants that puck. Long stretch pass across the ice, intercepted by the Skippers, and they throw it on net. Banbury steers it aside, comes to Nolan. Nolan contested in his zone. He's got to circle back. Over to Mizzle. Mizzle through the neutral zone. Working his way up, gains the line, walks across on the right side, tries to toe drag. He's intercepted, and the Skippers now look to flip the ice the other way. Taken down hard against the wall. Nolan slides it all the way across. Kavita looking, getting it to Mizzle, Hester, and he stood up. Now the Skippers with numbers, rolling through the neutral zone as the Hornets go for a line change. All the way through into the slot, a shot turned aside by Banbury. Skippers controlling in the zone, bringing it behind the net. Looking, all the way across, intercepted by Nolan. Ewers tries to get it out of the zone, he does. Skippers are going to have to reset. Gaining on the left side, held up on the line. Skippers working it, pinned against the wall by a ton of Hornets. Thrown out of the zone is back and forth. Who's going to get it? I don't know. Back to Potts. Potts looks to Bauer. Bauer, long stretch pass, a bit too far for Ferrara. And here come the Skippers with the 3-on-2. Puck intercepted by Bauer in the slot. He holds down in the corner as he's throwing it up on the wall. Boys piled up. Skippers come away from the circle. Back to the point. Shot! Turned aside by Banbury. Puck skitters to the far side corner. Again, salted away by Banbury with 3:58 in the first. Skipper's doing most of the damage so far in this first period. Puck behind the net. Ivany held up on the wall. Bauer tries to power it through and it sneaks over to the far side wall. Ewers tries to lay some wood. Potts in to help out. Puck up on the wall. Comes away to Ivany. Ivany trying to get it to Ferrara, just a bit too far. And the Skippers roll into the zone. And smartly covered up by Banbury. So the Hornets go for a line change. Bring in Bergmeyer, Kervita, and Wilkins. Backed up by Helmer and Darlene. Face off to the left of Tyler. Puck on the dot, comes away to Charlie. Charlie tries to work it up on the wall. Puck sent back down to Helmer in the corner. As he looks some more. Slides it over to Darlene. Darlene from the corner. He's going to take it behind the net. Work it up, working it, up on the wall. Bank pass to Bergmeyer, trying to sneak it through. Comes back to Kervita, who throws it down into the Skipper zone. From behind the net, Skippers look to wheel it out of the zone, held up by the Hornets. Pressing hard, now it's up on the glass. In the neutral zone, 3-on-2 situation. Rolling, gaining the line. Skippers trying to work it across the high slot. Wilkins intercepts and throws it out of the zone. Laying the wood, Wilkins. Now it's into Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer tries to sneak around his man. He's pinched off the puck and it slides around to the near side corner. Wilkins trying to hold it. Helmer does. Into some skates, into the slot area. Working it. Now out of the zone. We're going to get a penalty. As Bergmeyer goes and gets the gate for roughing at 2:34 in the first period, and the Hornets will be shorthanded. So Dorsey and Nolan on with Mizzles and Bauer to kill this one off. Dorsey to take the draw to the right of Tyler. Ref rejecting a line change from the Skippers. It's not clear who's going to be on the ice. But here we go. Puck back to the slot. Covered up by Tyler. So we'll do it again. The clock did not start. There seemed to be some confusion. Clock is always tricky. Blame the manufacturer of Daktronics, which is entirely an unintuitive system. No. So they did run off 5 seconds on the clock. So here we go. Nolan on the draw. Dorsey sweeping it out, banging it out right in front of Tyler. A big step up there. We're going to get something. A lot of people piled up. I don't see the arm raised, so we're not going to get a penalty, and we're going to get it out of the zone for probably man in the crease. Refs conferring with the Hornet bench. With 2:21 in the first. So Bauer will be getting a penalty.
For what?
For a roughing call. So now it's a 5-on-3 situation, and this is not a good sign. So Nolan, Mizzle, and Potts on to hopefully hold the line. Nolan on the draw. Puck comes back to the point, working it in, back to the other point, back to the high slot, firing into the upper corner, and that's it. So the first frame is not even over with 2:13 to go, and the Skippers have a 3-0 advantage over the Hornets. So it'll be 5-on-4 hockey now, as Ivany and Hester, Helmer, and Darlene are on. Penalties have killed the Hornets. Puck slides back to Helmer. Helmer slides it up to Hester on the near side wall. Tries to get it to Ivany, and the Skippers contain, and they gain the line. Walking in on the high slot, looking. From the dot, right out front, steered away. Skippers from the corner, working it. Helmer trying to hold his man to the outside, comes back to the point. Skippers long looping shot, waffled away by Tyler. Skipper still controlling, looking from the circle. Intercepted by Darlene, and he throws it, but it's held on the line. Skipper's controlling from the far side circle, looking to center it. There it is, banged, stopped by Tyler. Now thrown out of the zone all the way down. And we will get an icing with 1:30 to play. 1:10 left in the Skipper man advantage. And unfortunately, your score is 3-0 Skippers. So Ewers Ferrara on. Puck slides back to Potts behind the net, gives it over to Mizzle in the near side corner. Long stretch pass. Doesn't find the connection, and this slides all the way down into the Skipper zone. Skippers from behind the net, wheeling up with speed, working through the neutral zone. Mizzle chips it back up to Ewers. Ewers tries to get it to Ferrara. It's held on the line, and the Skippers walk into the high slot, looking to get a shot, banging around, nothing. Potts working his man down to the corner. Skippers controlling. Around to the high slot. Sliding it all the way down, sneaks through, and no one gets a hold of it. Potts trying to work his man in the corner. Skipper still holding the puck. Up to the wall. Ewers tries to bang it. Still held by the Skippers as they work it from the corner. Behind the net. Looking to center. All the way back to the point. Looking, firing. Sails over the net. Mizzle collects in the near side corner, and he flips it out. And it sails all the way down for an icing with 29 seconds. Eight seconds left in the Skipper man advantage. As Wilkins and Bergmeyer come on, backed up by Helmer and Darlene. Wilkins on the dot. Puck slides back to the point. Firing shot. Well to the left of Bambury. Sliding out front, a blooping shot. Turned aside by Bambury. Skipper still controlling, throwing it back to the slot. They go D to D. Get it down to the circle, looking to center it. Out front, swept aside. Helmer from the near side corner. Working behind the net. Chipping it up, held at the point. There it is. Out front, nobody. Banging. Turned aside by Tyler. Curvita now on the far side wall. He just chips it out of the zone, and that cashes the period. So the Hornets have work to do. 3-0. And we'll be back.